So I'd like to actually exercise presidential privilege because I'm departing from the script here and first say there's been a lot of thank yous that have been extended, but I also would like to say thank you to Glenn and Debbie for making all of this possible, for underwriting the Hutchins Center and really making this event what it is today. I also want to thank Skip Gates for his brilliant leadership of the Hutchins Center and for being just such a wonderful colleague and friend and an inspiration to so many of us. Skip, thank you. So it's my great pleasure to kick this off by recognizing our first honorand. Sheila Johnson has blazed trails and shattered ceilings throughout her life. A classically trained concert violinist as a youngster, Sheila was the first African-American woman to win a statewide violin competition in Illinois. Sheila is a dominant figure in the film and television industries and founded the Middleburg Film Festival. A successful serial entrepreneur, she can't help herself. Sheila is the CEO of the real estate and resort conglomerate Salamander Hospitality, which she founded in 2005. A major figure in the sports world, Sheila was the first African-American woman to serve on the board of the PGA and has long been a prominent supporter of women and girls in sports. Sheila became the first African-American woman to be a partner or owner in 3 professional sports teams in 3 different leagues: the Washington Wizards, the Washington Capitals, and the Washington Mystics. If you want to know where to get tickets in Washington, talk to Sheila. As many of you know, the Washington Mystics won their first ever franchise championship just 2 weeks ago. And there's Sheila. Now, I've only just scratched the surface of Sheila's many accomplishments, but I'd like to take a few minutes to try and capture the spirit of this remarkable woman who has chosen to dedicate much of her fortune, much of her life to lifting up others, to supporting education and cultural activities, all with an eye toward doing good and helping others do better. I had the great pleasure of actually working with Sheila personally at the Kennedy School, where she created the groundbreaking Sheila C. Johnson Leadership Fellowship at the Center for Public Leadership, where I was a senior fellow. This fellowship program funded the education of students across disciplines who aspired to dedicate their lives and work to serving communities of color across these United States. Sheila chose the Kennedy School to create this fellowship because its students arrive with a commitment to public service and a desire to effect change, precisely the individuals who mirror Sheila's own commitment to translating passion into action. And having watched these students, having worked with these students are truly an inspiration. They are our future. She summed up her philosophy in her commencement speech a few years ago at the State University of New York at Morrisville. And I'd like to quote her. "I realized that after I graduated from high school, I always had a drive in me that desired to be the best that I could be. But still, I believed you should do unto others as you would have them do unto you." Since 2014, over 30 of Sheila's fellows have followed in her footsteps, blazing trails in affordable housing, medicine, education, public health, public service, architecture, and technology. And I know that a few of her former and present fellows are here with us tonight. In addition to her work with Harvard, Sheila serves as a global ambassador to CARE, humanitarian organization fighting global poverty. Her I Am Powerful Challenge raised over $8 million in 2007. Sheila serves as chair of the Board of Governors for the Parsons School of Design at the New School in New York, and funded the opening of the Sheila C. Johnson Design Center, combining classrooms, public programs, public spaces, and galleries. I've seen firsthand the living legacy that Sheila has created and that she has left upon Harvard and upon the world. I'd like to leave with you a personal testimony from Akeisha Ortiz, who worked closely with her as the program manager for the Sheila C. Johnson Fellowship. Akeisha wrote to our friends here at the Hutchins Center, and I quote, "She's been more than a donor. Sheila has nurtured fellows, broken bread with them, mentored them, laughed, listened, and shared so much of her life with them. Fellows call her Mama J. Her personal journey is beyond motivating. It is real, it is dynamic, it resonates. Sheila is very much like her logo, the salamander, the only animal that can walk through fire." Akeisha summed it up better than I could do. In business, entertainment, sports, philanthropy, and public service, Sheila has broken down barriers and opened doors, not just for herself, but she has held those doors open for others to follow. For this, we are enormously grateful. The Hutchins Center recognizes Sheila C. Johnson with the W.E. Bois Medal.
You know, I was sitting out in this audience a few years ago and watching all of this. I would have never dreamed that I would be up here now. So I want to thank you all so much for the kind words, and especially for the remarkable and humbling honor. I'd like to offer as well my congratulations to my fellow honorees and tell each of you how honored I am, at least for this one evening, to be mentioned in the same breath as you. And thanks as well to my friends here at Harvard for all your efforts to help make my fellowship program at the CPL School, Kennedy School, such an important opportunity for a group of students who might not have otherwise had the opportunity to gain a toehold on a brighter and more resonant future. I am not going to talk about myself today. I was introduced to the Kennedy School more than 6 years ago to help take on and fill a much-needed void. I wanted to offer a fellowship to fulfill dreams of the underserved and to increase diversity within the Kennedy School program and provide a universal experience to give those students a chance to play in the same sandbox as those of the privileged. I became their teacher, and in turn, they became the teachers that inspired me. We created a secure safety net with a brilliant group of Kennedy School staff who dedicated their time and energy to make sure these students had a shoulder to lean on for educational advice and emotional support. I want to salute and thank those people that held up those students and held me up. David Gergen, Patty Bellinger, Sharon Fluker, Robert Livingston, and Karen Weaver. I cannot thank all of you all enough for the love, support, and dedication to this program. My job was to put these fellows in front of politicians, icons in the business industry, sports, team owners. In other words, I want to arm my fellows with the tools of negotiation and give them the self-confidence and opportunity to blaze a path to success. My fellows, you will always be with me forever. I am your Mama J. As you all know, the world is changing. I hope that if I could do anything for these young men and women, I want to inspire them to find their passion, find that fire, and then be tenacious in using it to light the world for the rest of us. I want them to never forget that we are a part of something bigger, and then when one of us suffers, we all suffer. I want them to learn to love, because love will always triumph over hatred. Thank you very much.